And this is what happens when you smoke too much.
They're omnibuses? Like, what?
Pun intended, pun very intended. Low key.
What is this?
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Collective Comics and the Lights Comics Action Podcast. We are getting into episode number 22.
22.
22 weeks and counting, man. Diving into a couple different things. I got something funny to show you here in a little bit.
Yes.
I think you'll find pretty interesting.
I want to see it. Like, that's all you've told me so far.
That's it. I'm keeping it a very, like, on the DL a little bit until you see it. It's back here. You can see part of it, but even if you tried to see it, it's kind of hidden.
So we got that we're going to cover today. I got a little bit of news. You know, I'm covering a little bit of news every week. We got a TMNT thing to talk about.
There we go.
I'm pumped about that. And then, our pull list. So, good old LCA. I was like in my head, like, don't say LCS. Like,
right? Don't say LCS and still almost said it.
I was so busy thinking about not saying it that it just ruined everything. My life is over now.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's a little bit dark on this side of the table. There's a lot going on.
All right, we need
IRL stuff. So
yeah, damn.
But otherwise, how are you? How are you doing this week?
Pretty good. Hanging in there, running around, doing a bunch of different stuff.
So many things. I actually just got off of work, and we're just like, let's shoot it now. Let's go.
Yeah, I was like, okay, let's do it. Yeah. So we're a little bit behind on our shooting schedule, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cram in the editing.
But we're like kind of right on track with like if we would have seen a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when we saw Ant-Man, we actually shot on Sunday, and this is Friday. So we're a little bit ahead of that, but behind our typical.
Yeah.
So we'll be all right. Everything will be okay.
We'll get her done.
Get her done.
Right.
Get her done. Never mind. I won't finish that.
Oh boy.
So do you want to start with the surprise, or should we talk about Turtles first?
Okay, let's start with the surprise. Let's start with the surprise.
Yeah, 'cause I want to get it out. I want to see it.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. I'm making him close his eyes.
In case you're listening, I'm closing my eyes.
His eyes are closed. All right. I'm showing the camera first.
Okay.
We're showing the camera.
All right.
All right. Check it out.
What is this? No. Yo, if you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, he just showed me a LeBron James Robin.
Yes.
It's like a little toy. What? Explain.
It's a little mini action figure. This thing is probably about 6 inches tall for the audio listeners. This thing is great, guys. If you haven't hopped over to YouTube, this is the perfect opportunity to hop over to YouTube because this thing is hilarious. I'll try to take a picture and pop it up on the screen.
Oh my gosh.
I saw this at Ollie's. It was like $6. So I was like, oh, given, done. There's more that you can get.
Hold on. There's a Bugs Bunny Batman.
Yes.
There's a LeBron James cyber hero. He looks like...
He was there, and I almost bought him, too.
He looks like Neo from The Matrix, but with size. Like, what is this?
I know, dude. So I'm like, okay.
My God.
Warner Brothers, what is going on with this stuff here?
Yeah, it's like from Space Jam. I don't know if we said that it's from Space Jam, but it's from Space Jam. Oh, there's a Lola Bunny Wonder Woman. That's cool. Oh, they're dressed up as cowboys. Tasmanian Devil. That's the one for me, man. I was like addicted to Tasmanian Devil when I was younger.
Me too.
I
love the Looney Tunes.
I had like this little stuffed animal, and he it's like one of those things where like they like filled part of the arm, and then they made like a seam to make an elbow joint, and then they filled the rest of the arm. They sewed it to make like a shoulder joint. I would like just play with it so much that like his arm was just like flopping because all
just tore it apart at the seams.
Basically, man, I would just like carry that thing around with me everywhere.
But yeah, this thing, I don't know. I saw it, and it was at Ollie's. Like I said, Ollie's Bargain. I've never heard of these, never seen these anywhere. Not at a flea market, nothing. But they had a few of these, so I grabbed the Robin. It's LeBron James, and he is the boy wonder.
This would have to be a Tim Drake Robin, right? With the bow staff. because
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of weird because it's like an outfit of like an old like
it's like Dick Grayson.
yeah, but
The logo.
Dick Grayson never really used a bow staff, right?
I don't think so.
He kind of always do a scrim of sticks. I don't know. I think there's a version of Dick Grayson though. He had a scrim of sticks that he could put together to form a bow staff.
This could be that.
Regardless, I know Tim Drake was pretty. He always used a bow staff.
Yeah. All I know is that the one in the picture is orange or is yellow, and mine is orange. So.
Oh yeah, with the bow staff.
Yeah, they were all orange, so they didn't match the cape. But I didn't care that much. It was LeBron James's Robin, and I was like, okay, I'm grabbing it.
It's always funny when they do this though, because it's like hard plastic. Obviously, it's a little toy, like little action figure.
Yeah, but it's actually
then it's like a little thin like fabric cape, just like flopping around.
That was my favorite part, that the cape moved in there. I was like, okay, he's never coming out. Like,
it's so funny.
If the cape didn't move in here, he'd probably come out and be living on set somewhere. But I mean, it's gonna live on set,
That's
no
so
doubt.
Great.
But I thought this was absolutely hilarious.
I can honestly say I never in my life would have guessed this is what you're about to show me.
A LeBron James Robin.
Oh my! From Space Jam, let alone anything else. We need to find the Bugs Bunny Batman.
That's what I was looking for over there, and they didn't have it. They had all LeBron, and I was like, okay. So somebody must have been a LeBron collector, and they somehow found their collection. And
that's crazy.
But, I was like, this is kind of. I don't know if this is cool or not, but I was like, this is just kind of cool to me because this is just something that I would have never ever thought. But I was like, this is what WB does. This is what WB does, and this is what we've been getting. So you know what? I'll take it. I thought this was absolutely hilarious. So, like, is this spec to see LeBron James come into the DCU?
Yep. Yep. He's gonna come into the DCU as Space Jam Robin specifically.
Right.
Not just Robin.
Space Jam Robin. It's LeBron James Robin. Everybody knows he's LeBron first, but he puts the mask on and then he's LeBron James Robin.
I think it's like one of those things where it's like first name and then quotes nickname and then last name. So it's LeBron Robin James.
That's hilarious. There we go.
That's what it has to be.
There we go. James Gunn, get on it.
James Gunn, LeBron James Gunn.
Yeah.
Robin. What is happening in my life right now?
LeBron is Robin right now. That is what is happening.
You know how like Batman's always bigger than Robin?
Yes.
Like, who would have to play Batman if they were standing next to a LeBron Robin? It would have to be like Shaq or bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, or Big Show or something. Like,
it's the Big Show. Just that song.
Wrestler.
Yeah. The Big Show's entrance theme song just plays every time Batman shows up on screen.
They replace it. It's the Batman.
Oh my God. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, this is a little collection that I'm gonna have to get my hands on now. So
imagine if Batman, like Bruce Wayne was the Big Show, but you know how like they don't always put the actor in the suit. So it's not
Christian
even
Bale, like, little tiny
it's not even anywhere remotely close to the size of Big Show.
Yeah,
just standing on like 8 apple boxes. Why is Batman so much smaller than Bruce Wayne? Right. It's just the opposite of what it should be. This is hilarious.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty priceless.
Yeah. You know, I mean, there's a price tag on it, so it's not priceless.
But the fact that I found this and was just like LeBron James and Robin, why? Yeah. You know, but that's why I had to buy it. You know,
it's so funny. It's like
I got my money.
It's like the equivalent of so stupid it's good. It's like so dumb it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because I was looking at it and I was like, does this really look like LeBron James? And I was like, yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, kind of.
as close as it could, really,
for a plastic
with what
toy.
It is. Yeah, it's not like a sideshow piece. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, exactly.
It's a cheap little toy.
Exactly.
It's like the same as the Nightwing that we had on like it was like an unboxing.
Yeah, we got it at the same store.
Yeah. It's like the same exact thing. It's like this is surprisingly good for a cheap little toy.
Yeah,
you know, it's the same thing. So that's so funny.
I'm super happy with LeBron James.
Oh my God.
So this is
can't
gonna live on this set.
I cannot believe this happened.
Are you glad that I didn't say banana, but orange? You glad? Are you glad that I kept it a little bit of a secret?
Yeah, because I feel like it wouldn't have been as. I mean, I probably would have had the same reaction, but it wouldn't have been on the podcast. You know what I mean? I've been like, y'all need to see this. And that would have been pretty much it. But I'm happy that I saw it on the podcast. That was dope. That's so funny.
Oh yeah, dude, I was dying. So if you guys are on the hunt, go check your Ollies, and they might just have LeBron James,
Right.
Superman, Batman. Who knows? I did find Superman Omnibus.
Oh yeah. And a Teen Titans.
I did. I found those. So I guess I could grab those. A little show and tell. I guess.
Yeah, really, it works really well for the audio listeners.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, no, I found this for $29.99.
Yeah. You had texted me about these, and it was just like you took a picture of the covers, and you're like, "This is $20." I'm like, "Okay."
I thought you were gonna see that it said
no. I just
Omnibus.
glanced at them because I was at work, and then I got here, and you're like, "Yeah, these are the things." I'm like, "They're omnibuses? Like what?" That's so cool.
Silver Age Teen Titans Omnibus.
Did they have more of these?
Of the Teen Titans?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have to go get one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. That's why I texted you. I was like, kept looking at the door, like waiting for you to just run in there.
That's so funny. Yeah,
because you don't live too very far away.
Not too very far. No.
Yeah, from Ollie's. Not too very far.
But no, I live really close to Ollie's. Except I was at work. I figured you were at Ollie's. Like obviously, if I would have looked at this, I would have known. But
right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
did they have other omnibuses, or was
they
it just
had?
These two? You said they had 4 Superman 4.
Yeah, they had. So I have Volume 3 back here that I picked up
of the Superman. That's Golden Age Superman too. They're pretty cool. I like the art style because it's Silver Age and Golden Age, but it's almost like remastered. You know what I mean? Because
you can hold this and not feel guilty.
It's definitely like old school art, but it's like cleaned up and like new school style. Like it's old style, but with new school technology almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's clean. It looks cool.
Even to the point where like the dust cover, we don't have these out of the plastic yet, but the dust cover is even like that aged paper type of look, but it's brand new. It's, you know, it's obvious. I still don't even have the plastic off of it yet. You know, so this is something that's pretty cool that I probably, you know, if this was full price,
right,
I probably wouldn't have gotten it.
Right, yeah. Not 2 of them at once, at least. You know?
Oh no way, dude! That's what I'm like. This is technically like $200,
right?
And I got it for $50,
right?
You know, which is kind of cool. But this is like my chance to read and hold on to and have that experience of Golden Age Superman and not spend $1 million on.
At the beginning of the year too, we talked about starting like our omnibus collection. So this is a great way to start that as well. You know what I mean? So that's
Here we go.
That's really cool.
I know I'm definitely going to be going back to Ollie's, especially if they're going to be getting a hold of some omnibuses and
you picked
things
up
like that.
I guess perfect segue. You picked up a bunch of like Ninja Turtle stuff too.
I did.
And I've been there like a couple times specifically for turtle stuff, and they never have it.
Yeah.
And then I walk in today, and you're like, "I got a bunch of turtle stuff at Ollie's." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, they had a ton. They still do. So almost every single one had multiple turtles.
I guess I didn't realize that their inventory changed as much as it did. You know, because I feel like every time I go, it's like similar stuff, and then
it's been probably 5 months since I've been there. I don't know if it was the same for you.
I went like shortly after we went for like unboxings and stuff, and then a little bit after that.
Right. So I think it's like kind of seasonal.
Maybe
their displays change
a
little bit.
I'll
so
have to go back
you remember where that giant thing of games and toys was around Christmas time?
Oh yeah, we were in there in Christmas time. That's probably why.
Yeah. So that's where all those were out, but now it was like lawn chairs and camping stuff because it's about springtime.
Oh yeah.
So, but they still have all the comic books in the book section,
nice,
and everything, and it's still all. I mean,
Yeah,
Not very stocked up, but stocked
it's
up.
so funny because I think my wife bought like just a pasta book, and it wasn't like recipes; it was just pasta, like pictures of pasta. Yes, because
Just pictures.
her brother just eats a bunch of pasta, so he's like, "I'm getting this for him." It's just like pictures of spaghetti. It's so funny.
Yeah, but that's crazy. For the audio listeners, this is a Golden Age Superman omnibus. This is volume number 3. They do have a couple different volume number 4s and a couple different of these volume number 3s, like different copies. So they had a few of them. And then same thing with the Teen Titans. They had that same exact one, so they should definitely still have one there. I think most of the people that kind of go there don't think, oh, an omnibus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's when the comic collectors get in there and it's like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
Like I had to refrain myself from buying every single one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like at $20, like
right, yeah. I mean, you could buy more and then put them up on Whatnot.
That's exactly what I was saying.
But sticking with the turtle stuff, we got a teaser for a new Ninja Turtles animated movie, which like I never even knew was happening. Like I don't know if this was even like talked about or leaked, or I didn't see articles about it.
I was super shocked. I just you sent me a photo.
Yeah, because it was recommended to me on Instagram, and then I'm like scrolling, I'm like, what is this? And then I clicked on it on the Instagram, and basically it's just like the pictures of the cast. Like it seems like they posted all the pictures in the same day, so it's not, is this new? Like
it seems like it's
coming
new.
out in August this year, so obviously it's been in production for a while, it's not.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing anything about it, like from Comic-Con announcements last year, like none of that kind of stuff where you would typically hear about these kind of things. And that's the weird part to me. It almost seemed like I almost was like, this is fake. But then I was like, this is the verified TMNT movie on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, everything was deleted and they only have cast names and roles.
I don't know. I don't even know if it was deleted or if they just created it or what, because
it had a lot of followers and they were verified. So I have a feeling that this was like some page
I don't
that they
know,
decided
because
to
it was
buy
just it was recommended to me.
Yeah.
Like because every once in a while I go through and I'll find stuff, and this was just recommended to me out of the blue. But I want to start by going over some of these names because this cast is like diamond encrusted. Like this cast is crazy.
It's great.
We're starting with Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan, I believe he's going to be Master Splinter. So
I thought that. Yeah, I thought that's what it is.
I wrote down the names, but I didn't write down who they're going to be playing. But we're getting Jackie Chan, which if you know who Jackie Chan is, he's like a legend in all this kung fu movies, stunts.
Yeah. Well, he had his animated series on. I forgot what exactly what it was on, but I used to watch it when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Samurai Jack.
We got like he's from Rush Hour doing all of his stuff in that.
God.
So funny, and just I know I've talked about Corridor a million times, but they had one of his stunt doubles, not necessarily a stunt double because he does a lot of his own stunts, but so basically Jackie Chan travels with his own stunt team because he wants to make sure that like the crazy stuff they do is in the hands of people who can be trusted. It's not just getting like Joe Schmo stunt guy to come join. So like it's always Jackie Chan's team doing these stunts with him. So it's one of the guys that used to be on his team going over like, this is how we did the stunt. This is how we did this. And it's just like crazy the stuff that Jackie Chan has done. So seeing him in the role of Master Splinter in a TMNT thing, that's like icing on the cake for me. Like that's so cool. You know what I mean? And then we got Ice Cube in this movie. Going straight from Jackie Chan to Ice Cube.
Dude. Oh my God. Yeah, I forgot exactly who he was playing. I forgot exactly.
Today's going to be a good day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. It was a good day.
We got Seth Rogen and John Cena. I remember they're playing Rocksteady and Bebop. That's going to be like the funniest. I don't know, man.
The two interactions between them, this is an animated thing.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be absolutely hilarious. They're going to be in the same room, and then you're just going to be able to hear that energy.
It is funny because John Cena was actually in another recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated thing as a different character. But just getting Seth Rogen and John Cena just teaming up in this, so funny. I think it's produced by Seth Rogen as well.
Oh, dang.
So we're going to have to fact check that. I meant to do it before this. But then we got Ant-Man, Paul Rudd.
Yep.
He's voicing a character in this, along with one of our favorites, Post Malone.
Yep, dude.
Post Malone. No, man. Some of the voices in this movie, it's just gonna be fun to listen to these characters. You know what I mean?
100%.
Hannibal Buress, great stand-up comedian, so funny, and Maya Rudolph. I love Maya Rudolph. I don't know if
I don't know the.
She was in like Bridesmaids. She was on SNL. She's been in a bunch of stuff. She's so funny.
I probably know. I just got to see the face. That's
right.
it.
Oh man, Maya Rudolph, just top tier people in this movie, man. Like
For real though.
you know, like
For real. Post Malone,
Jackie Chan,
Ice Cube,
Seth Rogen,
like John Cena. Right? It's John Cena.
Yeah.
Copyright.
Oh man,
But-
yeah. If you don't hear this podcast or it's cut short, that's why.
Copyright.
Oh man.
Oh my god, dude! Like, yes, it gets me very hot and sweaty and excited.
Makes my pants tight for some reason. I don't really know how to express myself. But the style of this movie too is so cool to me. It's very like Spider-Verse
Yup.
with the 3D animation with the 2D details over it. But it looks like they just took this to a completely new level. And I feel like, at first glance of the teaser, it was almost like hard for me to like take it all in at first. You know what I mean? Just because there's so much happening. But it's almost like they took pretty simple, and I could be wrong about this, but it looks like the 3D models themselves are pretty simple, but there's so much 2D detail, and just the way they did it is so cool. I mean, Spider-Verse was the first like big thing to use this technique.
Yes.
And that's why it blew up so much, because of like how beautiful it looks.
It almost looked like a comic book that you were like, if you could like make a flip book out of a comic book, that's almost what it would look like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But
And
you
like,
get so much depth from the 3D too. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. And just the level of detail that they're using with the 2D, like it's just on another level for me.
Oh yeah.
It's so cool. Sticking with some voice acting, Mandalorian season 3 is happening right now. I didn't even know you were watching it, so I'm excited that we get to talk about it a little bit. I don't want to talk about it too much. I don't want to like a crazy spoiler episode. But this season is really cool. Like I'm here for this season.
Me too. So like real quick, like I never actually finished season 2 before season 3 came out.
Okay.
I never finished it, so I never knew that. Big spoilers, I guess. Luke was coming in.
Yeah.
This is we're in season 3. It's not a spoiler.
Yeah. We're not spoiling season 3, but all the other seasons is fair.
Yeah, it's fair game. It's been a year. I was late. That's my fault.
It's been more than a year. I think it's been 2 years.
Dude, if I'm this late to the game and I'm feeling this bad about it, and you still haven't seen it, like you should be feeling pretty bad right now.
Well, you probably haven't seen season 2.5.
What?
Boba Fett. There was a season 1 of Boba Fett.
No, I didn't. I've been wanting to.
Basically, the second half of that season is all Mandalorian stuff, because Boba Fett, Mando basically comes to help Boba Fett, and there's a whole thing. So that was one of like the memes and the jokes going around, is like, is this Boba Fett season 1 or is this Mandalorian season 3? It's like there's a lot of Mando stuff in it. There's like whole episodes of only Mando and no Boba Fett at all. You know what I mean?
That's sick.
So there's definitely stuff in there. I felt like Boba Fett was pretty slow moving, in my opinion. I think it took us like months to finish it, just because we were like, we should watch another episode. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I'm behind a little bit. Like I haven't seen Andor yet.
I haven't seen any of that stuff neither.
But I did start Bad Batch, which is their new.
I've been wanting to watch it too.
So I started that because season 2 just came out. So I'm getting caught up on that. I finally finished all the Marvel stuff, got through all the Jessica Jones, Luke Cage stuff, so I can finally sit down and watch something that's not Marvel for a little bit.
Right. It's been refreshing.
Go straight into a Disney thing.
Sci-fi.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Disney, I did have this random question.
Okay.
This random little question.
I hope I'm the right person to ask.
I don't know why it's Disney. You are, because I remember you saying, okay, it had something to do with the way that Hulk is licensed.
Okay.
And
Okay. This is...
And the reason Hulk made an appearance and yada, yada, yada.
I don't know if you're going to get into a bullet point that I have later, because the bullet point that I have is going to make you mad. But let's get into it.
I just been seeing a lot of like Hulk and Wolverine stuff.
Okay.
Is Hulk gonna? Do you think? What's the possibility that Hulk is gonna make a cameo in Deadpool 3?
I think honestly, I think it could be good.
I think they have no other option to do anything with Hulk. That's the thing that we kind of discussed before on a previous podcast. Check out like episode number 1.
Yeah, because the way that he's licensed, they can't do a Hulk thing. It has to be Hulk in something else.
Yeah,
that's the word on the street, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody except for the people involved can necessarily say what's going to happen in Deadpool 3. You know what I mean? Because there's rumors that he's going to go kill the whole Sony verse, Venom verse, old Deadpool stuff. I mean, going back to the old Wolverine origins, and he already killed himself in that, and they're going to use Mobius, Owen Wilson's character from Loki, apparently to basically make that connect on how Deadpool can get around from universe to universe. So I've heard that Mobius is supposed to be that connect, basically that vessel to help him move and do whatever he needs to do. So I don't know if Deadpool is basically going to hold Mobius like hostage. And he's like, you're going to do this for me because I need to get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? And then he's just going to end up accidentally killing people along the way, or who knows what's going to happen. But I think there could be a good chance that we're going to see just random people like Hulk.
Yeah, I think we're going to see She-Hulk. And low key, I think that
pun
this
intended.
Is... Pun intended. Pun very intended. Low key, I think... that they because the whole Mobius and jumping around universes and Hulk coming back with Scar and all this other stuff with Hulk and Wolverine and this being a big a big thing right now, that I feel like I almost don't even feel like this is a Deadpool movie anymore because of all the hype on Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna have to match that hype, you gotta have it Hulk and Wolverine. Like, I mean, there's the Deadpool dynamic in there, but like, it almost seems like they're trying to do time jumping things. And are they going to try and take this and possibly tie this in to the She-Hulk show? Because what was happening, what we thought was originally happening in the beginning, and then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the story that I wanted. That was the story that I thought was going to be told.
I mean, now that you're saying it, it does make sense with all the connections to Wolverine in She-Hulk. She mentioned Wolverine like 3 or 4 times throughout the season.
I know.
I just want to know if I should bring up my point to kill your energy, or if I should just let you bask in it for a little bit.
I don't know, bro. Because
I don't know, bro.
I don't know, because like, just let me. Okay, so. I was watching some videos and I was like kind of looking up. I'm not looking.
Cover my notes.
Yeah, right. No, I don't want to ruin it.
I just don't want to bum you out yet.
Right. I don't want to ruin it. I was doing some research on like comic spec and like watching prices kind of fluctuate throughout this last year, and how we're kind of most of these like really big key books, like now's the time to get them and things like that. And Hulk 180 and 181 popped up, you know. So I was like, well, there's that chance, you know what I'm saying? And now to get Wolverine and Hulk. So then I started thinking, you know, and this is what happens when you smoke too much. You start thinking way too deep into things. And then I was like, they're going to tie this thing into She-Hulk. And then I was mad. And then I was so mad. And then I'm just like, I need to calm down and just ask Jake that question.
I think
because I was in my head for like an hour.
See, this is something that I've thought about recently. I don't know how recent, but I was listening to a lot of Comics Explained just while I was driving around delivering or doing whatever I was doing.
Mm-hmm. It's dope.
And
it's dope.
Yeah, shout out Comics Explained. He covers everything in great detail.
You have any questions, you can learn a whole. He has videos that are 1 hour long or more of whole storylines. But I'm sorry. Continue.
But I was listening to like Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe and things like that, and I know like there were rumors going around that this Deadpool was going to be used to go around to different universes and kill off just kill off other characters. So I was wondering if they were going to integrate like Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe into this story, which if he's killing Marvel Universe, I don't think it's going to be that story like word for word, but kind of introducing that idea, it would make sense for a Hulk to be there. Now, my bullet point was I saw an article the other day. Mark Ruffalo was saying that he's kind of on his way out, and She-Hulk was supposed to be a passing of the torch situation. So
it's supposed to be.
I'm like, well, I hope they're passing it to Scar. But so, now with these conversations that we're having now, her mentioning Wolverine so many times, us getting Wolverine, Deadpool killing the Marvel Universe. Does Deadpool kill Hulk? And that's where we're like, okay, Mark Ruffalo's out, She-Hulk's in, Scar's in, whatever it is. So I think there is probably a good possibility that something like that does happen. Coming off of She-Hulk season 1, I'd be interested to see the like how people receive that. You know what I mean?
That was my thing too, because they have said that they're going to fix whatever, but I'm like, they can't fix what has already been written and done.
Yeah, I mean, they can't make season 1 better, but
exactly
they can make her a stronger character. There's a million ways that they could make her more likable. And you know what? I think the character is likable the way that they did it, the way that they
just clowned on it.
Yeah, like
they clowned on
like
it.
how like that's what made it not good to me. I said in a previous episode, I think they could have done everything they did and clowned on her the way they did, but had one more episode to bring that all back and wrap that up in a way cleaner way.
Yeah.
But I think there's still potential, and we've covered this recently about how it really seems like a passing of the torch time anyways. You said that about Ant-Man and his daughter. We said that about, Hawkeye and Haley I didn't know her name then, and I don't know it now, Steinfeld's whatever. In Hawkeye, Patriot taking over as Captain America. We get Ironheart after Tony died. There's rumors that there's going to be like the Jane Foster Hulk, but she died in Thor Love and Thunder, but she didn't, so we are in that weird point of that passing of the torch time. So I don't see why something like this couldn't happen to basically give Mark Ruffalo that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that honestly makes the most sense.
He's been doing a lot of stuff other than just Hulk. He's a great actor in general.
And he's been doing crazy Hulk for a crazy amount of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than the one Edward Norton movie that I think they basically pulled that out of canon, right?
Yeah, they were like, that's not MCU.
It's
like a Sony situation.
Right. So he's been Hulk since then. So we'll see. Which kind of leads me right into some of the other stuff that Disney is delaying a bunch of Marvel projects. So they have basically come out and said they used the phrase Marvel fatigue.
Is Moon Knight safe?
Do you want me to hold your hand? I don't know what's happening.
Is Moon Knight safe?
Well, Moon Knight's not even on the table at this point. The last thing we knew about Moon Knight is we weren't getting a second season.
Was it official? I thought it was like kind of shelved.
I thought
it was shelved, not completely gone.
I don't think we've heard of an official anything.
Okay,
but
so Moon Knight is still.
We've never heard that we were getting a Moon Knight season 2. You know what I mean?
I thought we did, and then they were like,
I think it was more like it was so like popular that people want a season 2, and there will be a season 2. It won't be the end of Moon Knight, but then
Well, we can't get the actor.
Yeah, they're like, well, I guess like Oscar Isaac is open to do it. Like they're I think Moon Knight was just in a weird spot. You know what I mean? But I mean, we also have like Secret Invasion. We have like the Marvels. We have a lot of stuff coming, which isn't really well, I mean, Secret Invasion is Avengers, but there's a lot of stuff that's not like we're not. It's not the Avengers that we knew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the Black Widow, Iron Man, Hulk, Thor. You know, it's not just that like batch.
It's gonna be Ironheart. Yeah.
We could get things like an Avengers with Moon Knight now. We could move into a place, you know. I mean,
Fantastic Four.
We've talked about Secret Wars a few times, which has started different conversations, but we honestly don't know which version of Secret Wars we're going to get. You know what I mean?
Probably the modern one.
Probably the modern one, but they might also flip that a little bit to integrate. You know, they might use that to bring up like a Miles Morales from Spider-Verse 2 and things like that, because in the first one we get Black Suit Spider-Man, but in the second one Miles and Peter are working together. So, you know, there's pros and cons of both, and it's really going to come down to what they decide to do. And honestly, what actors they have available, and you know, nobody could have predicted. Oh God, nobody could have predicted this Jeremy Renner thing happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know, we don't know if he's gonna walk, let alone play Hawkeye ever again. You know what I mean? There's just so many things between now and then, especially with Disney saying, "Hey, we're slowing you all down. Like, we're chilling. You're gonna figure this out." So,
well, they're the main like distributor of their content. You know, and if they're getting a bad name and people are just like, I don't care, and they're not getting people for the Marvel stuff anymore. At one point, it probably was a big thing. That's why I bought it, you know, to get the Marvel stuff. But now it's to a point where like, we go to see the movies, but then after that, I don't care.
I watch a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. I almost care more about the behind the scenes stuff than the movie.
I like seeing how the stuff was done, but and how the stuff was made, and the stories.
They also have Star Wars. They also have, you know, I don't think. I also don't think slowing down Marvel is a bad thing for Marvel. You know what I mean? We've talked about that a million times too. Is like getting some room to breathe in between some projects wouldn't be a bad thing, especially with DC doing their thing. Like, let DC come out with a movie. You know what I mean? Let
them have their run, dude.
Let them fill that void, because that short attention span that we have now is like, all right, we just saw Ant-Man, let's get the next one. All right, we just saw Avengers, let's get another one. Let's go.
Yeah.
So like, I think they could also, you know, DC is a competition to them, but I think it can also be used to like kind of springboard back and forth. Like, superhero fans are superhero fans. Comic fans are comic fans. Like, all right, like let's not put out a movie the same month that they're putting out Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's put it out 3 months earlier than them, and let's plan another one for 3 months after them. Because then instead of getting Marvel every 2 months, we can be like, all right, Marvel. Now, 3 months we'll get a DC, 3 months we'll get a Marvel,
Yeah.
Not that
I'm down for that.
Not that I think they're gonna have
Plan
that
it
much
out.
communication between the two, but I feel like it could benefit for both. You know what I mean?
They can just like not be trying to pull each other's audiences and realistically band together and work together and work the audience together if they wanted to do that.
And I mean, realistically, there's always going to be competition between fans. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like, well, whatever, you know, the Batman was way better than Ant-Man or the Avengers Secret Invasion. But at the same time, like, if y'all are both putting stuff out and they're being like, well, the last thing they did and the last thing they did, then they're talking about both. You know what I mean? That's going to happen regardless. So like, I feel like why fight it? Like, it's going to happen. Like, people are.
I also felt a certain way about Ant-Man before I even went and saw it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I kind of knew that it was going to be
right
what it was, you know, and like, did I expect it to be a killer smash blockbuster Robert Pattinson the Batman movie.
Well, yeah.
No,
It's not going to be that dark. It's not going to be.
it's just not that movie.
It's not ever going to be as action packed as a Dwayne Johnson movie. It's not going to be as, eye opening as like a Black Panther, like culture awakening, recognition, like thing like that. It has. You know what I mean? You kind of got to stay. I think you got to stay in your lanes a little bit. Going back to like a Love and Thunder is like you had a lane, you tested that lane, and then you went out of the lane. You know what I mean? Whereas like if I got an Ant-Man that was just a Dwayne Johnson movie, but with Paul Rudd as the main actor, it's not gonna feel right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's the same thing is like you just made Thor an extension of Taika Waititi. It's like it kind of works, but then you made it too much Taika. Like make it Thor at the same time. You know what I mean? And I think that being said, going back to what we were saying, if you stay in your lanes, and people are always going to compare the two regardless. Yeah. So I feel like both sides could almost find a way to work together. But that's me like, unity. I don't think
I
that's
agree.
Gonna happen.
Just like at a business standpoint, if they could figure that out together, they both, then it's okay. Now it's time to promote the DC stuff. Now it's time to promote the Marvel stuff. And then nobody's distracted by one or the other. Right. You work it together. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's never going to happen. You know? That's just business and stupid crap.
I think even above that is like, even if DC and Marvel wanted to work together and make that happen, I don't think like WB and Disney would want to do that. You know what I mean? We're so cutthroat with everything now that like it's like, well, you can't even have my show because it needs to be on Peacock. You know what I mean? You can't. Yeah. It's like, I mean, I understand you need to make money, but like, isn't there a better way to do this for consumers and companies alike? You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, we could go on a whole thing about capitalism and, we could do a whole bunch of stuff, but
that's for another podcast. That's
another podcast, like not even LCA.
This is the Action in Lights Comics action.
But I feel like that goes back to like, I'm just like, everybody get along, bro. Like, like a show love, everybody love. Right. Getting back into like the EDM scene when I came up is like the plur movement, peace, love, unity, and respect. But that's not really the American way. Going back to Pedro Pascal, The Last of Us is huge right now. You're not watching it. You need to watch it. But there is something in the news lately. People are a little disappointed because it is a zombie game. It comes from a zombie game, and there's not a lot of zombies in the show. And that's like the biggest.
I thought it would have been.
Yeah, I think that comes from like I want to critique something. I want to critique something about it, but it's so good I can't say anything. Yeah. But they've also acknowledged that. They're like, we know it's a zombie thing. There are zombies, but it's not revolving around zombies. It's revolving around the characters. It's not The Walking Dead. Right. And I think that they wanted to keep that separation. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, if you want Walking Dead, go watch the 100th season of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, why even like compete?
One person did say, like, could we just see them interact with zombies like a few times? But it is crazy. There is an episode, and I'm not going to say much more. There is a huge zombie scene in one of the episodes. It's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, so watch that. If you haven't watched that, you don't know what I'm talking about, and you should find out. If you do know what I'm talking about, holy cow. that scene, I think me and my wife were both like, like just freaking out on the couch.
That's nuts.
Like 11 o'clock on a Sunday night, and we're both like, what the hell?
my now 4-year-old is obsessed with The Walking Dead, and he walks around the house going with his arms out and everything, walking like a zombie. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think I don't know. I think you would like the show.
Probably.
It's a lot more character driven than The Walking Dead, but also like another show that just looks amazing. It's like,
Okay.
how do they make it
special
look that
effects and
good?
stuff.
Yeah.
Probably
Like even
practical.
like the I don't know if it's the first episode or the second episode where they're leaving like the safe area and they go into the city. It's like, holy cow, that looks amazing.
Dang.
But Corridor breaks down an episode of that as well. But it's still too new to know exactly how they did it. They're not gonna put all the behind the scenes out until it's done. But
Right.
the nice thing about HBO is after the credits, you can like get a breakdown of the episode, and they talk to the director, they talk to the actors, and what it was like shooting that scene. And I love that about HBO. Whereas like Disney does more of like the assembled line or like behind the scenes of Boba Fett or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, cool stuff. Pedro is killing it right now. He also just hosted SNL not too long ago. It's so funny. I think that dude checks everybody's boxes of everything.
I'm like drawing a blank right now, dude.
He's Mando. He's Mandalorian.
Oh, okay.
He's the main character of The Last of Us. Yeah, he's
becoming. I've been seeing him all over.
like, how can you be that good?
I didn't know that was
looking,
his
that funny, that good of an actor, and just a nice guy. Seems like such a nice guy. He was just on Hot Ones, and he's just like talking about how much family means to him, and like it's like, can you just have something wrong with you? Somebody also made a comment against. There's a lot of LGBTQ stuff in The Last of Us, and people are like, why do they have to have so many things? Why do they have to have so much representation? And Pascal's like, screw you, dude.
Yeah.
So I was like, you're just nice about everything to everybody. Like,
Yeah.
God. Anyways, Disney delays. Daredevil 3 is going to be delayed, it looks like. But we did get confirmation that Punisher is coming back. I think his name is John Barenthal. I knew it too.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't need to write his name. I know it.
Dude looks like a UFC fighter.
Yeah, but he is coming back to play Punisher in Born Again, it looks like. But we might not get Foggy and Karen Page back, which is a bummer. But, it's kind of to be expected.
Yeah.
That stuff ended, like 2017, 2018. This is
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Dang.
The guy who played Luke Cage just made it clear that he really has no interest in coming back, stuff like that. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's not like Tony Stark where you have a movie every couple of years. This is like you played a show for like 4 years straight. You made appearances in 5 other shows, and then it's like, yeah, this is never happening again. By the way, do you want to come back? It's like, no, I'm doing something else now. You said it was over. But that's pretty much it. It looks like the Marvels are getting delayed as well, but
Oh dang.
not. I mean, it goes back to what we.
Yeah.
It goes back to what we talked about. If they're gonna delay a few things and make everything a little bit better, like cool, make it better.
Do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might enjoy it.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we're just taking in things differently now too, like with the podcast and stuff, which is cool. Like, I feel like I break things down on a different level than, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I used to be very like, that wasn't canon. That wasn't canon.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in the book. It didn't happen this way in the book. Why did they portray it like this? And I'm still like that a little bit.
Right.
But I also like see the side of like, I guess it was a good movie, but like, what is my idea of Thor and what is my idea of Hulk and Deadpool and Wolverine, and like, did that accurately representate?
Right. Yeah. Representate.
Yeah. I was like, I can't find my words. Did that accurately represent?
I liked it.
Representate.
Yep.
All right, that's a word now.
Yeah. We'll see if we can remember that for the next episode.
Representate. Write it down.
How do you spell it?
I don't know.
With an R.
Represent and then Tate.
Presentate. Not representate. Representate.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, there's just always a little bit of news. Like we've said before, it's like kind of hard to cover all this stuff because it's constantly changing.
It's very, very fast, and it's like we shoot once a week, and we try to get this all to you and to us and stuff like that, but it can only happen so quick.
But even with like the Ninja Turtles thing that came out the Monday before the podcast, but we shoot before Monday, so
yeah.
Go back and watch that teaser if you haven't. It's
sick.
I love that stuff.
Maybe we'll throw like a link in the description.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But I think that wraps that up.
Yes, let's do a pull list.
On to the pull list.
Explosions!
This week, we got a pull list, y'all, because we got a pull list every week.
Number 1 on the pull list, we got Multiversity, Harley Screws Up the DCU, number 1.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, to say the least.
Harley Quinn messing up the DCU. I feel like that's just putting it lightly.
Right.
With Harley, it's not going to be that simple.
Yeah. Talking about a broken record, this is kind of tying into, it seems like the Harley line that's running currently for, I think we're on like 28 or something like that now. Drew my eyes right when I saw it. Harley screws up the DCU. Okay, I'll read it.
Yep.
Once again, took the screenshot without the price on the bottom of it, but probably that like $4.99, $5.99.
Probably something. We got second book as I Hate Fairyland number 5.
There it is.
It looks like we're wrapping up this little run of I Hate Fairyland. We're right at issue number 5, so perfect for like a trade paperback. If you haven't picked up your issues of I Hate Fairyland, we're right at that cutoff for the trade paperbacks for them. And it looks like Gert finds her groove, We're getting her just destroying stuff. Who knows what she's running around with in this one.
Right.
She might have a huge axe. She might just be taking things up, people's heads off with a baseball bat. She might just be biting their heads off or throwing them off a cliff. But it looks like she might be slaying a dragon in this one.
Oh boy.
So it says,
but this is a perfect one for Scotty Young fans. Scotty Young writes this one, right? He does some art.
He doesn't do the art for this line. He used to, on the old ones, I'm pretty sure he was doing all the art. He was doing all the writing. He was doing a lot of the stuff. But on this one, now I wish I knew. Brett Bean, I think. Brett Bean is doing the
that's
art
right.
for this.
Once you said that, that's it.
And it's almost like Scotty Young with cleaner lines. It's really good. I really do like Brett Bean's work on this run of I Hate Fairyland. So always love picking these up.
Yep. Book number 3 on the pull list is Killcella, issue number 4. I am late to the game on this one. I meant to pick up number 1. I just never got around to it.
Yeah.
I remember when this was kind of coming out. I believe I saw a Gem Mint video, and I got super hyped on it. Basically kind of going after, the Coachella festival, and all these friends kind of meet up, go to this music festival. It turns into a bloody mess, and pretty much is like a human sacrificial ritual that is happening here. So now we're on issue number 4, and we're seeing how they're going to either make it out or if they're not. Right. So top 5 comics to pick up this week,
Yes. Talking about top 5, let's talk about our 4th book on this list right after you like, comment, and share. Anyways, this is going to be Secret Invasion number 5. I'm really loving the idea of this. I think I've talked about it before with the Skrulls just being able to shapeshift into whoever. And it looks like we have some big named heroes off the board already, and a lot more to come, I'd imagine. It says this one has shocking turns and a conclusion you don't want to miss. Ooh. So I'm really excited to see how I don't know if we're wrapping up or going into like a mid-run turn or,
another arc.
Secret, I've got a secret. What is that, Styx?
I think so.
Mr. Roboto or something. But yeah, super, super excited. Super cool storyline. Super cool things happening.
Definitely.
Secret.
Right? Keep it secret. Keep it safe, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. I already said that once already. Turn that notification bell on so you guys don't miss out on any podcast. I think that wraps up this pull list for this week.
Check out the description for free money and discounts on Dubby Energy at Dubby.gg using code Collective Comics at checkout. Check out Javier's dope Whatnot streams every Saturday now, right?
Every Saturday, and I'm doing every Tuesday now.
I didn't know every Tuesday.
I just added it last week.
Boom.
We just ran a couple
Boom
books.
goes the dynamite.
Boom. We got
Check
a lot
us
of different
out.
stuff.
Check us out, son. check out the description, hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Until next week, this is a secret.
This is Collective Comics. Later, y'all.
This is a secret.
Ooh.